In my most recent video, I uncovered what some people will do to get their hands on RuneScape GP. These people don't have what you would call a traditional job. Most of these guys are based in the USA and United Kingdom, and having known some of them myself, I know they've spent most of their adult lives figuring out how to take GP from RuneScape players. They have a Discord community where they make fun of the people they scam and connect with others on how to coordinate more advanced scamming tactics. But not only through scamming, this has breached into the territory of in-real-life felonies by conducting cyber attacks against Jagex servers, blackmail, and perhaps even collusion with Jagex employees. Naturally, I got a few messages from the people in this underground community. This is a very tight-knit scamming community. They all know each other. So they freaked out when I started showing visual evidence of what had been going on in their Discord. They tried to investigate who it was by looking at the friends list of the person that gave me all the pictures. Eventually they resorted to offering to pay me to tell them my source. First off, I take anonymity very seriously. I will bend backwards to make sure that my sources have nothing that can link back to them. And money certainly isn't going to change that. I covered up his name and tweeted the first messages I got from these guys. My tweet was a commentary on how these guys project their own greed onto everyone else, how they assumed that I'm purely motivated by money just like them. But they weren't very happy about that, and he threatened to send a SWAT team to my house. I said I'll take down the video as long as he donates $50,000 to this charity that I linked him, and even if he didn't share it with his friends, I made sure to tweet about the charity as well, so that if they wanted to, they could donate and I would stop making videos about this topic. They make millions a year and there are at least 50 of these guys, so at the most they would have to pay $1,000 each. He told me he's working on my docs. His community is trying to find out where I live, my address, where I grew up, where I went to school, and anything else they can find about my personal history. He says the intention of finding out this information is so that he can send a torpedo to my house, but then he follows it up with something even worse. His second threat is that I'll need knee replacement surgery. My only question for you, how did you go from explosives to capping out my knees? I mean, come on, you could have at least done the one before the other. Shortly after, another one messaged me calling me gay.
I'm gay.
He says because I'm documenting what's happening at the duel arena, it makes sense for him and his friends to send me death threats. As if that's something that a normal person with a sane mind would do. The conversation is pretty tame at first. He calls me naive, and he points out that a lot of his accounts might get banned because of me. But when I bring up the charity, he gets upset.
How about a hitman at your doorstep?
For the people in that Discord that are watching this video right now, just know that this is the reason why I'm making videos about you. Because you and your friends have spent your 20s and 30s adding no value to society, while proactively trying to harm other people for a quick buck.
You don't think someone can't just pay someone to get you killed?
This community is so toxic and so racist, and as long as there's financial incentive for people to play RuneScape and manipulate people like they have, then nothing will stop these guys from infecting our community. But I will say this, thank you for directing your racial slurs at me, because it allows me to demonstrate to everybody else what you're all about.
Your video made me think just how up that the duel arena exists, right? We remove tiny little pieces of content because of integrity issues, like an Iron Man can get a slightly faster torso by 10 minutes or something, for example. I don't know. And then the duel arena for like 15 years has been a hub of legit criminal activity, and Jagex hasn't removed it. What the is that about? We change lobster pot to lobster cage because new players have a hard time. Then we've got legit the triad headquarters in RuneScape, and no one gives a fuck.
I wasn't planning on making another video so soon, but thank you for giving me the ammunition I needed to make another video about this topic. The scammers and stakers, they didn't quite make the $50,000 needed for me to take down my last video. In fact, they made zero contribution. But if you'd like to contribute, I've left the link in the description below. Also, you can help me fight these guys. They call me a brain-dead poor YouTuber. You can help me with one of those issues by supporting my videos on Patreon. I'm afraid I'm hopeless with the brain dead part. The Patreon link is in the description below, and I've only just rebooted it, offering a lot of new perks to the community.